All right, Ohio gozaimasu, konnichiwa, konbanwa, whatever time it is where you are. I am here in Japan right now, and I'm trying to figure out why did I come here in the first place. So, I honestly, the real reason I'm here is because I saw a video on TikTok. I'm not even trying to be funny. That is the reason I came here to Japan. But there's more to that, so I'll go a step further. So when I was younger being college, I just studied really hard. I did a really good job with school. I participated in everything. And, I just made sure that I set myself up to have a very good future. So and I was doing okay with that. I was doing perfectly fine. And then my senior year, I heard about this study abroad program. However, it was the last semester of senior year, so I just wanted to get the heck out of college at that point. I was a little tired of it. So I looked at it and I was like, dang, this actually would have been a really good opportunity. So I think that was one reason I always wanted to do something abroad or travel abroad. So a few years later, I took my first trip to Thailand. And Thailand was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed Thailand. I enjoyed learning about Eastern culture and honestly thinking, seeing how people lived outside of America. I thought it was really fascinating just seeing how different people lived, how different people expressed themselves, what different people did for fun. It was really nice. So then I'm not just saying I got addicted to traveling, but I really enjoyed traveling. Traveling is one of my favorite things to do. You just learn so much when you travel. But when you travel, most of the time you go to the touristy areas, but you don't really see how the local people live simply because you just don't have enough time to do that. So, yeah. So eventually I wanted to get more of the local flavor of everything, but we'll get back to that in a second. Secondly, let's talk about the jobs that I've had. The jobs that I've had have been very fine. I'm very grateful for all of them. I've been able to save money. They've done what they needed to do, and I greatly appreciate it. However, for some reason, I don't know why, because I expressed this early on, a lot of the companies that I worked at, they did have international offices, and I always ask them, hey, is there any chance for me to ever work at one of the international offices? And I would just, work and continue to look at the job postings to see if there was anything that was available. And it just never happened. I always wanted some sort of job that I could travel with, but it just never happened. I just stayed in the dang Midwest. Ugh, I love the Midwest so much. But yeah, so I was just always unsatisfied with just staying in that location, mainly because I just wanted to know what it was like to be in different places. And the jobs that I had, they just didn't allow me to do that. It's not their fault. It just is what it is. So eventually, with the last job that I had before I moved here, I I realized that if I wanted to make this happen, I had to do it myself. I knew that I had this curiosity to see what it was like to live in another country. It didn't even matter what the country was. It could have been Japan. It could have been South Korea. It could have been South Africa, Kenya, Costa Rica, España, any of those places. And if we're being honest, I did prefer the Spanish speaking countries because I know a little bit of Spanish. But I just had this desire to know what life was like outside of my home country. it's just something that I could never escape. So eventually, I was just scrolling. Honestly, I have the winter blues. It wasn't a good time. Ooh, gosh, I was playing. Who was I playing? It was a lot of Adele, a lot of Frank Ocean, a lot of sad boy music. It was just was not a lot of Paramore. Ooh, it was a lot of Paramore. Ooh, we were not doing good at that time, and I needed those people to get me through it. But eventually, I saw this video on TikTok about how people move to Japan. And one of the people, they said that they taught English as a second language, and they gave the actual name of the English teaching company. So I said, oh, okay, that seems cool. And I was just really bored, and I just needed something to do, something to look forward to. Because not, this isn't to sound dark, but honestly, there was nothing for me to look forward to. Like I've had all the jobs that I've had. Whoop de doo. Like I've had all the jobs that I could have had. I've traveled to various places already. There was, I don't know, it was just nothing to look forward to. Like when I saw that video, I can honestly say I before I saw that video, I can honestly say there was nothing I was excited for. Absolutely nothing I was excited for. And I just saw the next year just being extremely mundane. And I'm not going to say sad, but not happy. So I saw that and I said, okay, this is a sign to do something because I had to do something. I had to do something to get myself out of that rut. I had to do something to stimulate my brain. I had to give myself simply something to look forward to. So I applied to random teaching jobs. I applied all over the place. I applied to Japan, Costa Rica, Spain, no, not Australia, because they can speak English there, but Spain, and honestly, whatever country, Brazil, whatever country was hiring. So eventually, Japan did reach back out to me. And I'm going to be honest, I had to think about it for a second because I looked into Japan's work culture, and I'm already not a fan of the work culture of my home country. Japan's work culture, ooh, whew, ooh. I was just really, really not excited about that. They work those people to the bone in Japan. They are an intense, well, let me not generalize. The videos that I saw working in Japan is intense. It's not for the weak. You are there to work hard. So when I saw those videos, I was a little reluctant. I'm not going to lie. I was really hoping for Spain, where I could have taken some siestas. You know what I mean? Like a little nap. Quiero dormir. Okay? So, so I took the interview because I didn't have any other interview. But let's just keep it a buck here. I took the interview and not to be that guy. I already knew it was going to be a bunch of BS. I already knew the teaching job was going to be a bunch of BS. I already knew the company. I researched the company. I was just like, all right. But I did see it as a chance for me to explore a different country because teaching in another language or teaching English in another country, it does make the visa process a little bit easier. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's very easy to get. The paperwork is just significantly easier if you get the right one. So I did an interview with them, and I eventually said yes. I said yes because it was the first time I was kind of excited for something. Some I saw that something was going to change. I was really excited to see exactly how this chapter would have unfolded. And the contract was only, I think it was like only 7 months. But I knew that I wasn't going to be there forever. I knew that I didn't need the money because, oh, if I needed that money, ooh, I would have been broke because the company I was working for, they pay in yen, and the yen is already weaker than the US dollar. But on top of it being yen, the salary was even low in Japan. So like I was making no money. None whatsoever. But I was like, okay, 5 to 7 months. I can do anything for 5 to 7 months. So yeah, so I did that, and eventually, and I was really thinking that I was going to leave Japan after 5 to 7 months, but I didn't leave. This is like month 8, 9, 10. I don't know exactly how long it's been, but it's been a while, and I'm still here. And I don't know, I'm very happy that I stayed here. I've learned so much about myself, and I've grown so much. I've even learned a little Nihon, a little Japanese, and it makes me really happy. Now, to be clear, I ain't teaching right now. I got look. Look, no, I came in and out with that teaching thing. I was not playing around. If I was teaching still, I would have been gone after month 5. But but it got me my visa, and I'm forever grateful for that. But yeah, but the reason I am in Japan, it's not because I wanted to live in Japan. It's not because I watch anime. Because honestly, I don't even watch anime. Not because I knew the language. It's not even because I loved the culture. Because to be honest, I didn't know a whole lot about the culture. It's because I'm here because I took a chance on myself. I saw that this is something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to know how other people lived and to see if I could survive in another country. And I say I'm doing a pretty good job. So yeah, I like Japan. And I'll probably talk more about it later. But right now it's sleepy time, and I'm tired. So I will probably talk about the teaching stuff later, and just the things that I really like about Japan, and a lot of my travel stories. So stay tuned for that, and thank you for watching, and thank you for watching. Arigato gozaimasu, and have a good day. Wait, how you turn this off? Wait, where's the off button? Wait, hold on. Where's this off button? Oh, here it is. There we go. All right, bet.